Welcome back to Yang Daily. I'll be your host, Alex Cheney, bringing you all the Yang news you need to live your life right. Sorry for the delay. I got caught up in a lot of fact checking and Twitter activism and life stuff, and you know how it goes. I have to get right to work on today's episode, so let's get to it. First off, shout out to our Tier 3 patrons, Peter Park and Shay Meehan, all of our other patrons, and our brand new patron, Renee Mancuso. Renee has gone above and beyond as a Tier 2 activist. Welcome to the gang, Renee. All of you are the vital foundation of this podcast, and I appreciate you doing what you can to see that it continues. We've got a ways to go, but you're giving me hope that we can make it. On to the news. We should probably address the elephant in the room. I don't want to spend too much time on Trump stuff, but the recent articles with claimed Trump quotes disparaging American service members is blowing up, so let's get it out of the way. You can check the thread below if you want to see what the claims are, but simply put, the articles contain what they say are quotes from Trump that display disdain for the military and a psychopathic failure to understand why anyone would sacrifice themselves for their country. The quotes are said to be sourced from a number of unnamed people close to Trump, whose identities are being protected. Now, this is not an unreasonable thing, considering Trump's past acts of revenge against those who speak out against him, but it does mean that the quotes cannot be verified. As such, it's unclear how true the claims in the article are. Many of Trump's staff have come out generally saying it's all bogus, along with Trump himself, but Trump and his staff have all lied and spread misinformation regularly in the past, making them even less trustworthy than the articles. In fact, Trump even lied twice in the tweet in which he was calling the authors liars. First, when he blatantly denied ever having called John McCain a loser, for which there is, of course, video evidence to the contrary, as well as one of his own tweets. Second, when he again claimed that he was responsible for Choice, a bill allowing vets to get government healthcare coverage outside the VA. What Trump actually signed was the VA Mission Act of 2018, which modified and expanded the Choice bill. The original bill was written by McCain himself and passed into law by Obama. According to CNN, Trump has lied more than 150 times about this bill. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter much whether the article is true, because what we do know is that Trump has already made similar remarks in the past. The very video where he called McCain a loser and said that he likes people who aren't captured. It would be a short leap from believing captured soldiers are losers to believing injured and killed soldiers are losers. Either way, he definitely believes that being captured or shot down makes a service member a loser, and how the hell is that not enough already? Considering how often Trump lies, up to 20,000 times according to the Washington Post, it's more than a full-time job to keep up. You'll find a handy Trump lie database in the links where you can search by category or by text entry for particular Trump lies to save you time when rebutting them. Wednesday delivered the Jobs Added report for August, which found private payrolls increased 428,000, less than half of the 1 million jobs economists expected. Due in part to this, the stock market also suffered the largest single-day decline yesterday since the initial fall at the start of the pandemic. Hopefully it puts some fire under the Senate and White House, since the people with stock are the people they serve. But the real economy also suffered a huge hit from the loss of one of its greatest critics with the death of David Graeber, author of Bullshit Jobs and supporter of UBI. He was an anthropologist, a visionary, an author, and a philosopher who will be sorely missed. If you haven't read his essay on Bullshit Jobs, it's worth at least a few minutes of your time and can be found at the link below. I particularly like how he notes that capitalism was supposed to avoid unnecessary labor via competition eliminating inefficiencies, but that it somehow ended up adopting the traditionally more socialist or communist ideology of creating unnecessary work for people in order to justify their continued existence. An article was released on how GiveDirectly's Kenyan UBI pilot has not only prevented hunger but also helped people both start businesses before the crisis and retain their businesses during the crisis, which has allowed them to retain more income and continue providing for the community. UBI recipients also had lower rates of illness. That study, of course, in the links below. According to news anchor Alex Michelson, following an interview with Mayor Garcia, Andrew is being consulted on the pilot in Long Beach. So that's pretty awesome. Yang revisited the Ezra Klein show to talk whether a UBI could rebuild the economy, what's changed in AI, AI's likely effect on the economy over the past 5 years, the one mistake Yang wishes the Democratic Party would stop making, what he learned from the relative success of the campaign, what job he's talking to Joe Biden about taking if Democrats win in November, how Democrats govern, hypocrisy in politics, progressives' attitudes toward technology, and the unusual power that Biden holds in politics. On September 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern, Yang will be joining the JFK Jr. Forum to reflect on experiences in the presidential primary, Vision for the Economy, and UBI. The event will be live streamed on Facebook, RSVP below. Finally, as you may have surmised, the UBI March this year will be virtual due to COVID. So what's the March part of it? Well, the movement found a workaround. Download the WaPo app to your phone, select the UBI March, and every step you take will be contributing to the collective march. It's easy and free and a great way to show your support for UBI. Let's trample poverty together. And that'll do it for today's Yang Daily. Bookmark and share the Trump Lie database, the McCain clip, and David's essay. Download the WaPo app, help recruit other organizations to the cause, and get everyone to sign the UBI petition. Flood Congress and Trump with calls, tweets, and letters using the Resist Bot or Income Movement easy contacts below. If you need help, consult Humanity Forward, the Income Movement Aid Database, the Mission Asset Fund, United Way, or the H3 podcast thread. And don't forget to Yang Daily.